So today I decided to give you all some tips on how to save money gaming. Now, the first thing you want to do is get a budget gaming PC. It doesn't have to be extravagant. It doesn't have to be £2,000. It doesn't have to be £1,000. Just something that can play indie games. Because that's usually what you're going to be playing. And believe me, indie games don't take too much to run, and the average PC you can buy pre-built nowadays is usually enough to play most indie games. So once you've got that sorted out, next we're going to talk about getting the games. So the places you want to go to get the games, there's numerous. Because on PC, you have so many digital storefronts. But in a way, if you want to really maximize your efficiency in terms of saving money, you want to check everywhere. Because the prices are always going to be different. Now, I've noticed that some storefronts keep the prices the same, but occasionally you might see higher prices or lower prices. Plus, different stores have different perks, and it's important to understand them. For example, GOG has the perk of being DRM free. Humble has the perk of getting cash back on purchasing. Steam has the perk of being able to refund purchases. And Epic Games Store has the perk of just being able to get free games. That's the only reason why I ever use it. But yeah, so first of all you want to check Humble Bundles. Now you can get a newsletter for this if you want to, or you could just go to the site every now and again to check what's up. Because you can get games for like £1, just like the first tier of a bundle, you can get for like about £1 for like potentially 3 to 5 games, which is a good deal. And you can pay more if you want and get the full bundle, but it's up to you. But I've saved a lot of money buying games from Humble Bundle, and it's really a good way to get games if you are getting games that are kind of a little bit out of date. But yeah, another thing you can do, as I say, Humble Store is also pretty decent, though you won't necessarily find deals there. It is good to know that if you are getting a game full price, it's probably better to buy it from the Humble Store because you get cash back, which you can use to spend on the Humble Store. So that's always something to consider. Check Epic Games Store and GOG for free games. Now, as I say, you can get a newsletter for GOG. I don't have a newsletter for Epic, but GOG usually tells you when they're giving away free stuff in a newsletter. So you can just go there and click Claim Game, and it's there in your library forever the moment you click that. It's so easy. With Epic Games Store, it takes a little bit longer because you have to accept the terms of agreement, but once you do, you can go to the checkout, and it's basically you pay nothing, and then you select checkout, and then you've got the game. And I've gotten so many free games doing this, so be sure to do that. Next, you want to check Fanatical Bundles. Now, here's the thing about Fanatical. Fanatical generally tend to stock the games that nobody wants. The games that come in Humble Bundles that are basically useless code now that they just want to get shut off. That's kind of the gist of it. And you're going to find a lot of trash, but sometimes you might find something decent. So keep an eye on Fanatical, because you can get some dirt cheap bundles from there. Now, here's a tip for buying online. Now, I get it. eBay sucks nowadays. Collecting games is terrible nowadays. It really is. But there is a bit of advice I have for you if you want to save money. And I don't think enough people do this. When buying online, always check to see if there's a make offer option. Because if there is, always make an offer. Especially if it's an auction. Never, ever bid for a game that has a make offer option. Always make offer first. And if they don't accept the offer, only then should you bid. Because you want to make sure that you can get the game for a reasonable price. If you bid, the make offer option disappears, and that's terrible. You don't want to miss that. And I've saved a lot of money just by making an offer on a game that someone expects to get like 40 or 50 quid for, and I give them like 30 quid for it, and I save a ton of money. So be sure to do that. Also, if you're going to do that, there is a section where you have to write like a convincing short sentence or paragraph about why you think that it's worth that. Examine the product you're buying and make a good excuse as to why you are charging less, and people will actually think about that. Also, be sure to do this near the end of the sale. So if the sale's about to expire or nobody's bidded and it's coming to the end of its bidding time, and I'm not saying right at the end because it might be hard to do that, but if it's not at the start, make sure it's not at the start, make sure it's closer to the end. That's when you make an offer. So bide your time, people. Don't rush in, wait and watch. Watch and see what happens. If it doesn't sell, people will be more likely to get shut of the game quickly if you make an offer than if you make an offer at the start where they'll think, oh, well, you know, they're making an offer at the start, they must be desperate, so they won't give it to you. they'd rather wait for someone to bid. So yeah. Also, if you don't get a game, don't feel bad. It happens. I've missed out on so many games, people, and honestly, I have no regrets. Like, it's not a big deal. It really isn't. They're just video games. And finally, the most important thing, don't get Game Pass, don't get Xbox Live Gold, don't get PlayStation Plus, don't get Nintendo Online, and enjoy your free online on PC. Because on PC, you don't have to pay for online. Now, you can pay to server host if you want, and there are places like Game Ranger where you can pay for like gold and silver accounts where you get additional features, but really, it's mostly just free. And yeah, just enjoy your free online, people. Don't pay these companies to play online when you are entitled to free online. You are. And PC is the only place you can get the free online you are entitled to. Take advantage of that and play online for free on PC. Now, I'm not trying to shill for PC gaming. I mean, the whole concept of shilling for PC gaming is silly because who owns PC gaming? Nobody does. You know, it's just a concept. It's not a company. It's not like consoles where, like, Xbox is owned by Microsoft, PlayStation is owned by Sony, the Nintendo Switch is owned by Nintendo. It's not like that. PC is owned by nobody. There are numerous digital distribution services out there that are all competing for your attention. Take advantage of that competition by getting the right price and saving money. That's why you need to get a PC, people. Now, as I say, I don't have the best, most luxurious PC out there. My PC's out of date, people, but I can still enjoy games because indie games are what's fucking good nowadays. And if you like indie games, PC is a must because you don't have to upgrade to the next system just to play the latest indie games. You can play pretty much every indie game you want to play on this system. You don't need to upgrade the system to get the next indie game. You just keep the system you've got and keep playing all the indie games that come out. Now, the only time you ever need to upgrade is if you want to play the latest AAA releases. In which case, well, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, if you can't run the game, then you can either upgrade or you can just wait for it to go down in price. You get me? Yeah, exactly. Wait for the game to go down in price, and by the time you've updated your PC, the game will be dirt cheap. And they'll be practically giving it away to you. So it's all about patience, people. That's what this industry preys on. People's impatience. If you have patience, you will save a lot of money gaming. And that's before we even get to free-to-play games, where you can just play for free, but let's be honest, that's not really all that fun, is it? So, yeah. Plus they have microtransactions, which kind of ruins the game. Yeah, I'd rather get the free games from Epic because they don't have microtransactions. Same with GOG. But yeah, that's my advice for all of you people who want to save money playing video games. So yeah, get a gaming PC. I'm not saying this to be an elitist. I'm saying this because it really is the best way to save money in the long run. And you only need to buy it once. You don't ever need to upgrade your PC. Ever. If you only care about indie games. The only time you ever have to upgrade is if you care about AAA games. And honestly, if you care about AAA games anyways, and you care about all the fancy graphics, you really should have a PC because it has the best graphics. You know? So, yeah, that's why I recommend PC gaming. So, yeah, that's kind of the point, and that's kind of what I wanted to say. But yeah, I hope you guys can save a lot of money so that you can buy all the games you want, and so that you can live comfortably, and so that you don't end up on the street, because that's not what we want you to be on. So, yeah, be careful with your money, guys. I'll see you next time.